Got it.
Okay, good. All right. Well, welcome to All Things Apple Special Interest Group. Tonight, Janet is going to be monitoring the chat screen. I'm going to be talking about contact photo and a contact poster, and that is done on your iPhone. Joe's going to talk about location and maps and leveling a photo, and then Kurt's going to follow up with 5 map tips. Okay, I have made this into a PowerPoint presentation. It works on most iPhones. I did find that if you've already made a contact poster or a contact photo, some of the process is a little bit different, but the steps that I sent you in the chat should help you work through those. Okay? So, step number 1, you need to go to your app that's Contacts, your Contacts app. It looks like this. And the next step in it is when you tap on the Contacts app, you'll come up with a screen. At the very top of that screen, you'll have your name and you'll have something under your name that says My Card. So you need to tap that. The next screen that comes up will be your name and just information about contact photos or posters. But we're not going to tap that unless you have a problem and don't have edit up here. All right. But we're going to go to edit and we're going to tap on that. And once we tap on edit, the next screen that comes up looks like this. And you go down to edit underneath this icon and you tap on edit. And that brings you to this screen. When you're here, you have 4 icons at the bottom. One is if what you want on your contact poster is maybe a selfie that you want to take right now, you can use the camera. Or you can tap on photos and it'll take you to your photos. It will actually suggest some photos of you that you might want to use in your contact poster. Or you can go to Memojis, or you can do a monogram. And here are some examples. This is a Memoji, kind of an avatar that I made up. This is what a monogram looks like. And you have lots of choices in terms of colors that you might want the letters to be or the background to be. If you want just animated, just a drawing of an emoji, you can pick one there. Apple has made several that you could choose. And then you could always go and do a photograph of yourself. Okay? For this presentation, I'm actually just going to use some emoji. So I would go down here to Memojis and I would tap on Memojis. But if you're following along with me, you can, go ahead and pick whatever you want. The steps are pretty similar, so you shouldn't get lost, but you'll have my handout with the steps. Okay, so I've tapped on Memoji, and then I've decided that this is the Memoji that I want to be on my poster. So I tap that. And it takes me to this screen where I will hit next. And then you come up with kind of a preview of what your photo poster would look like. And then you've got other options. So if you get down to the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you can change the color of your background. If you're using a photo, your options will be to remove the background and change the color of the background that you're in the photo that you're in. But here with Memoji, you have all these colors that you can choose from, or you can come down here and you can change the opacity. Okay. Once you've done that, you also have the option to change what your name looks like. Okay. So when you tap in this square right here, you will have the option of changing the font or the thickness of the text. And then you have choice of colors, and then again, the opacity of this text up here on your poster. So once you've done that, then you will tap right here on the X, and it will bring you to another preview of what your poster is going to look like. You tap up here for done, and it takes you to the preview, what it looks like, and then you can go ahead and hit continue. And then continue takes you to the ability to make a contact photo. And the contact photo is just a circle with your face or your emojis in it. It's much smaller. It's what shows up usually when you're doing a text message or a phone call. It will show up on the other person's phone. Okay. So on this one, you can tap on crop, and then you can move your picture around. You can center it, you can raise it up or down, or zoom it out or zoom it in. And once you've done that, you'll hit choose. And then you'll come back to this screen and you will have continue. So now we're into the contact photo, and you have the option of changing the background on your contact photo. All right. So here are all the different options. And once you've decided what color you'd like to do, okay, then you're going to go up to done and click on done. And it will take you back to this screen where you still have the option to crop again or to continue, or actually, if you don't like it, you could choose a different photo. Your photo for your contact photo doesn't need to be the same as your contact poster. All right. So you could change that. So if you tap continue, then it brings you to this screen, and this is really the screen that we started with. But what Apple has done is it has decided that you, of course, want your contacts to see your contact poster and your contact photo. But if you don't want to do that, then you can click on this arrow and you will have the option of disabling the default sharing. So if you click that off, then it won't automatically be shared with your contacts, but it will pop up and say, oh, do you want to share your contact photo and your contact poster with this contact? And that way you could individually decide who you wanted to see your contact poster or your contact picture. All right. So here is a screenshot that I called a friend, and when I called, he was able to bring up my contact poster. And so I had him do a screenshot of it and send it to me. So this is what it will look like when you make a contact poster and you've called somebody. This will show up. And then this is a screenshot of the contact photo, and it's just a really small photo. So, any questions? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop share and turn it over to Joe.
Okay, that's I'm glad you got a handout on that. It seems kind of complicated.
It actually is very simple once you get used to it. It is 20 steps, but I changed it at Christmas time and put a picture of me with a Santa Claus hat.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. So, you can do different things, sort of like, Facebook, you can kind of change your profile picture. So, and once you've done it one time, you can do it. But I did notice that there are some glitches in it because the person who sent me that screenshot, when I first called, my Santa Claus picture showed up. So it didn't make sense why that happened since I had changed my contact photo, a couple of days before that. But so, okay, Joe, your turn.
Okay, I'm trying to do the chat where I send a message or a text to somebody, and it's giving me problems. Keeps beeping at me. So I go down, I hit the document. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in chat, you're in chat, and then you added down at the very bottom, you see the icon for a file.
Yes.
Okay. And you tap on that and you choose My Computer.
Every time I tap on it, it just squeals.
Oh, it's because it's up somewhere else. It's on your two screens. It's probably hidden somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe Alt Tab.
Let me see if I can close some things. Pretty well hidden if it is.
Okay.
Oh, there it went. So I go to My Computer. All things Apple. I've got to close it out of Word. Okay, you should have a message in the chat box about downloading or using the camera level. And
I don't see it. No.
I have to send it.
You have to send it. And the only way that I knew this, oh, there it is. Got it. All right, good.
Okay, so I'm going to try and share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. What I want to start out with is talking about sharing your ETA or your estimated time of arrival. When you go on a trip somewhere, for example, I'm going to go to Chicago and visit some friends of mine. When I leave here, I can send them a share ETA and it will give them a message about when I'm going to be there. It'll bring up a map and show where I am on the road so they can keep tabs on me. This would also be good if you got two people starting from two different places headed towards the same direction. You keep up with each other. So what I want to do right now is walk you through those steps. The first thing is we are using Apple Maps. You can't use Waze or Google Maps or the other ones for this exercise, but it's right here. And it is the Apple Maps. I'm going to open it up. Maybe. And once I open it, I've got to tell it where I'm going. And I put in here Chicago, and that's my destination. Once I've put that in there and told the app to go or run, then I will scroll down to where it says, bring it back up, scroll up here, drag that up, and share my ETA. Oh. And on this situation, I'm going to share it with Brookie. I'll tap on her name here. And notice it says sharing ETA or stop sharing ETA. And now, as I go on my way, it'll tell you when I'm going to get there, how long it is, and so forth. But here's what something like what Brookie would get on her phone. Joe's route to Chicago, the directions, she can contact me. This is where I am right now, and this is my destination. And so if you had this open on your phone and you saw me trucking along, this little icon would be moving up through here about 80 miles an hour. And you could follow my route. If I stopped, it would indicate that. And it's just a neat way to share your information, where you're going, when you're going to get there, whether you stop or cancel directions, whatever. So anyway, that's real simple, and it's explained there in the handout. It's very simple to use and pretty neat tool. So any questions on that? Okay.
Joe, wait, I do have a question.
Yes.
How did you get to show your entire route? Are you using if you used your phone?
Yeah. Well, this is the message that I sent, but let me go back to my maps here.
Okay.
And here's maps, and this is the same one I was using going to Chicago. And see this little symbol right here?
Yes. Okay.
If I tap on it, it'll show the whole route.
All right. Thank you. Something I've never known how to do. Thank you so much.
Okay. The other thing, just if you tap in the top part up here, it will also give you detailed steps of where you're turning left, right, and whatever.
Okay. Perfect.
That's also helpful. Okay. Any other questions on sharing your ETA?
Joe, do you have to do anything if you stop for gas? Does it automatically indicate they stopped at this location?
It indicates where you are.
Okay.
And so it will pick up that you have stopped. You stopped here for lunch or whatever, and it'll change the arrival time.
So it actually shows where the phone is.
Correct. We always say where you are, but it really is where your phone is.
So if I leave it at a picnic table back in, I don't know, someplace in Indiana, it will show it being there.
Right. And somebody has already stolen it.
I hope not.
Okay, that's that part. The other part I wanted to show you is when let me see if I can find a picture here. Get rid of this. Go to my photos and go. So we all take a lot of pictures, and how many of you take pictures that look like this? Water does not do that. Water is flat. So sometimes we do take pictures like this, and Apple decided to help out with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my settings, and you can follow along if you want. We'll go to settings, and then we're going to scroll down until we find the camera. That's a ways down somewhere. There it is, way down there. Right here's camera, and I'm going to tap on camera, and then as I scroll down, I will see here where it says level, and then if you have this either on or off, it will show on your screen, on your camera screen, a little level bar, and I'll show you that here in a minute. while we're at it here, another thing a lot of people like is have the rule of thirds grid on their screen. And some of you have taken the classes and we usually show that. But if you want the grid on there, you can go here and toggle on the green. So that's that. Let me go back to my camera now and see if it'll show up here. Now, I don't know. Can you see this little line here?
Yes.
Okay, that's your level line. And it's, Jan, you watching? Anyway, that's where it's saying it's level. And so you can level your picture before you take the shot. And also I mentioned the rule of thirds, which is right here, which will get your picture with best composition. Okay, so that's the rule of thirds and the camera level. Any questions on those? And go ahead and capture that handout if you want it and practice at your own. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to somebody else.
All right. You're up, Kurt.
I guess I'm somebody else.
Yeah, you are.
If you're interested in taking a MAC class or you know somebody who is, we do have a few openings, not very many. They start on March 1st. That's the first session. There's a second session that runs after that. It's the same course, but if you're interested, you can't make it at the first one. You might be able to make it at the second course. These are 5 things that I teach in that class, and most of the students say, wow, I never knew that. So let me share my screen with you. Pardon the mess that you see. Do you see the mess on my screen?
Yep. See a big light.
These are widgets. So it's not really a mess. The mess is over here with all this other stuff. So
I don't see widgets.
Oh, that's right, of course.
Yeah.
This is Scotland. I forgot. When you're zooming, Mac widgets do not show. And Thank you for telling me that, letting me know that. I'm going to open up, just for the heck of it, something fun. Hey, how about the weather app?
Kurt, we want to forget about the weather.
This is Apple's weather app. What's the current temp? 12. I want to hide that. There's a keystroke you can use on a Mac that's real easy. Command, which is on PCs, it's called the control key. On Mac, it's called command. Same type of thing. Hold down the command key, hit the H key, as in hide, automatically disappears, which is kind of neat. So if the boss is coming, or I use it all the time just to get rid of stuff when I'm working on other things. To get it back, go back to the dock, click on that icon, and it comes back. So that's Command H. That's the hide command. The other one, if you need to use it, is Command M for minimize. There's also a yellow dot here. It's like a stoplight. You punch the yellow dot, and it minimizes. If you do a Command M, depending on the app, it will also minimize. So it's Command H and Command M are 2 of the ones you can use. Here's something else a lot of people don't know. I'm going to change the cover of a folder. For many years, Apple has used blue folders. That tells you it's a folder. Well, I want to change the appearance of this one. So, or this one, doesn't matter. I'm going to pick a picture. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to, these are screenshots. I want images. See, this is something I have turned on called Stacks. If you have files on your desktop, it will automatically group them into category or however you choose to group them. And I'm going to choose, just for the heck of this. I took this picture. This is what it looked like. Took this picture at the Fayette Mall. I think it was last year. It's a game called Horseopoly. I'd like to play it, but it was in a display case there. I've never seen it for sale anywhere. I haven't checked Amazon, but I'm going to click on this. I'm going to copy it, edit, and you notice copy Horsopoly is the only one available because it's highlighted. So I'm going to say copy Horsopoly. And then I'm going to go to this folder right here called Desktop Docs. By the way, this is all explained in the handout. I'm going to go to File, going to go to Get Info, and you see the little tiny folder up here at the top. I'm going to click on it so that it's highlighted, and then I'm going to paste. And it literally changes the cover of that folder, so now it's got horses on it. Let me open that folder. You can't see it very well, but now can you see it? I changed the blue folder into Horsopoly. If you want to not do that and take it back so it's blue, just go to any folder that's blue, any folder, go to File, Get Info, copy. I'm going to do that. I'm going to copy it this way with the keyboard command. Okay, and go back here, click on my folder. I know this seems confusing. Get Info, click again and paste. It's back to blue. So you can do that with any folder, but it's kind of neat to be able to do that. A lot of people are tired of notifications. I had one student in the last class. She said, "Can you just turn them off? I don't want to know about this." It was during, all kinds of these news items were coming on her laptop, and it's the same on your iPad. It's the same on an iPhone. Well, on the Mac, you go to System Settings. It may be called System Preferences. It's an older Mac. Click on System Settings. And in here, you should see notifications right here. Click on it. And these are all apps on the Mac here that I've got installed that might have notifications. I can't see this. This is turned on for Thunderbird. And I have 3 choices, just like the iPhone and the iPad. All these things are turned on. I can turn them off right here all at once by sliding here, turns everything off. So if I get an email and I'm using Thunderbird, I won't be bothered by it. Turn it back on, and you'll get a notification. Go back. Not a lot of people want to turn off the news one, especially now, just because it's negative, they think. Click on news, turn it off, and you won't get that notification. But those are called notifications. They're in the iPad, the iPhone, the Mac, and you can turn them off. Here are my stacks. What a mess. What a messy desktop. Sheesh. Oh, it's mine. Sorry. See this junk on here? See these items on here? I don't know if I ever mentioned that when I worked for the Herald Leader Online, I had a coworker that had little Lord Fauntleroy as her desktop picture. I have no idea why, but she must have had 800 icons on her desktop, and I would literally get vertigo. I would sit down to use her computer, and it was like I'm trying to find one file out of all this stuff. Well, she should have used stacks. You turn them on, you turn them off by right-clicking on your desktop somewhere. Use stacks. Oh my gosh, look what happens when I turn it off. So I'm going to right-click again, use stacks. And I have it grouping according to kind. PDF documents are all together here. If I click on this stack, it shows me my PDFs. Click again, and this little triangle thing closes them. Images, these are photos and graphics and stuff I might have used for the newsletter. And this one's especially popular. Well, I'm not a cook by any means, but I've used this more times than I can tell you because I can't ever remember this stuff. We had this in high school, but who remembers that 1/8 of a cup is equal to what? 6 teaspoons? Not I. And you can use this. If anybody wants this, I'll send it to you if you want. I'll put it in I'll share it with you if you want it. But turn this off, images, screenshots, other is just things that are grouped differently. If you've got Word or Pages, puts them in here, documents. If you've got spreadsheets, which I don't currently have, right now on this computer. I don't have any spreadsheets I'm working on, so they're not there. That's called stacks, and it's a neat way to clean up your desktop. One other thing, notice I have, well, you can't see the widgets, so I won't do widgets. Why don't we real quickly do the dock, since we can't do widgets. Down here is a little vertical line. It's a quick way to make your dock small or big. So it becomes a double-headed arrow, maybe. Push down, and you can make your dock really small. Put your cursor back on it, push up, and you can make the dock, you know, larger if you want, depending on how many icons you have on it. So that's an easy way to control the size of your dock if you want to do that. Makes it handy to keep it about like that. You can also turn off magnification. You see when I put my cursor over an icon, over an app, it grows in size, it gets larger. Well, you can turn that off if you hate that. But anyway, if you're interested in the Mac, or if you have any friends or anybody, family members who uses one who might be interested, we do have some openings, and invite them to come on board and sign up for the class. And thank you, everybody. Let me turn off my sharing. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
Hey, just a comment or two. Everybody knows I do the iPhone, a lot of the iPhone stuff. For the classes coming up, we had a couple of iCloud classes. They both filled up immediately, but we still got a couple of seats left in the camera class, and a few seats left in getting the most out of your iPhone if you're interested.
This is probably the time to register, isn't it, Joe? If you haven't,
Yes.
There's some openings. Same thing with workshops. As far as I understand, there's some openings in the workshops.
You're muted, Brookie.
Yes, I have some slots still open in the Apple Watch and also in the iPad, Secrets of Your iPad. So,
Can I ask a real quick question about the Apple Watch, Brookie? I've had several
yes.
people tell me they have an older version of the Apple Watch, and it's hard to remember. It's called Apple Series 9, I think, comes out this year, is it?
I think it already came out.
Oh, already came out?
Yeah.
Does it matter which series they have?
To attend the workshop, I mean, yeah, to attend. Most of the people that are coming are using the Watch OS.
Is it 6, like Series 6 or something?
No, I have to go back and look because I get mixed up. But they have the latest operating system.
Okay.
And if they don't, we just work around it.
Okay.
That's the same with the iPhone classes and the iPad classes. On the iPhone, there's over 30 different versions that have already been put out. So we just try to deal with all of them. And sometimes we struggle with it a little bit, but we do get through it.
I do the same thing with the Mac. If it's not really ancient, we deal with it. If it's ancient, it's so different from the modern one that it's kind of hard because the modern one is a lot like the iPad and the iPhone in terms of options and stuff. So we do what we can to help folks. That's what it's about.
Right. Well, the operating system, the newest one for the Apple Watch is 10.2.
Okay.
And unfortunately, with that latest upgrade, they did change some of the function of the buttons, the side button and the crown. And so that is a little confusing with people if they're not running Apple Watch OS 10. So,
and some of them can't run it, right?
Right. If you've got one that's probably older than 6, mine is a 6, it may not upgrade to the OS 10. So, do we have anybody here that has an Apple Watch? If I could see hands. Okay. All right. The reason I asked that is I was contemplating doing a tip during All Things Apple with the Apple Watch. but it looks like there's just Donna showed herself in waves. So, but I may just hold off on that. So, okay. All right. Any other questions we have? All right. And we don't have anything in chat, right? Okay. All right. Thank you, Janet. All right. Okay. Well, I think we can call it a night then.